I have no idea how the heck we are going to make this decision. The real plans of the night.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me.
Oh, guys, this morning is going so far south, and it hasn't even begun. So, first of all, what is this? There's always one piece of hair that just has to revolt from the group. I don't know what to do with her. Like, to just tuck her in, I guess? Like, she always pops out, so that's a problem. But more than anything, I've been duped this morning. I have been duped because one of the first things I do each and every morning is look at the weather app on my Apple Watch. And this past week, it has been in the teens and 20s every single day. It's been miserable. So I was shocked when I saw that it is 46 degrees right now with a high of 63 today. Like, what? Like, I couldn't believe that no one told me we were supposed to have such a warm day today. And I was so happy. I was rejoicing. I decided to wear my thinnest sweater. Like, this is not one of my thick ones. I couldn't believe it as I was getting ready this morning. But as I was getting ready, the temperature outside wasn't matching up with what I was feeling in here. Because if it was 46 degrees outside, like, it just... I know what it feels like in here. I started getting suspicious, looked at my Apple Watch again, and realized, what the heck is Cupertino? Because for some weird reason, my Apple Watch is set for Cupertino, not Cincinnati. And then do you guys want to know the worst part? I do a quick search on my weather app, like, what is Cincinnati? Yep, 19 degrees. 19, and we're dipping this morning. Oh, 19? I wish it would have remained 19. No, we're dipping into 16 territory. Like, this is awful. And I just looked it up. Cupertino is in California. Never heard of the place. I guess I wish I lived there. I might move there. So needless to say, we are breaking out the scarf today. This is one that Zach got me Christmas 2 years ago. It has been a hit. I feel like he styles me more than I style myself. And oh my gosh, wait guys, as I was getting ready this morning, look at this. I went into my handy dandy drawer, which, don't judge me, I feel like I'm a very organized person, but I need messy drawers. Like, I can't just keep it all organized. So this is my drawer of everything from sunglasses to scotch tape. That's awesome. But look, this is what I saw. Zach got me this ring 2 Christmases ago, and it's funny because let's just say I really did upgrade this Christmas. Oh, it's pretty. I mean, obviously I think I like this one a little more, but this one's pretty. I really love this style. The reason I haven't worn it is because I have one just like it. So I always just told myself I was going to wear this as soon as I lost the other one, because that's inevitable. But no, I love this. Anyway, I'm gonna put my my ski pants on and go freeze all morning.
If you can't make the trip to Nashville, there are lots of ways to watch the game with fellow fans around Cincinnati.
And Local 12's Clancy Burke joins us now from the Banks, where bar and restaurant owners are prepping for another very busy weekend. Good morning, Clancy.
Good morning, John. I'll admit, selfishly, I was very excited when I was assigned this story because I still need to figure out where I'm watching the game. I'm not going to Nashville, but I can confirm there are a lot of options here in the tri-state.
I can confirm it is freezing right now. I am like not well, but I wanted to step out of my warm car for you guys, because I want to show you why Cincinnati is amazing. And this was like my first slice of Cincinnati. It's what's called the Banks, which is one of the areas where we go out. And I was living in Dayton at the time when some of my coworkers were coming to Cincinnati, which was about like 45 minutes to an hour away, for a fun little night. And this is the first place I went to, and I fell in love. So this is kind of just a bunch of bars and restaurants, but what they did is they made this like a walkable area. Like, cars can't get down here, which actually when I came here, when I lived in Dayton, it wasn't like this. But how cool is this? Jefferson Social, one of the first bars I went to, obsessed. They have cool patios, and then all over here it's just bar after bar, restaurants, and then these are actually apartments. Personally, I wouldn't want to live in these apartments. It just seems like it'd be loud and annoying all the time. Like, I like my little home to be a sanctuary, but still a cool option. And then Great American Ballpark is directly down there, like kind of where you see that TV. That's where Great American Ballpark is. So yeah, I mean, it's just like, I always speak so highly of Cincinnati because it's just like the perfect size city. Like, what more could you want than something like this? And there are other places to go out, by the way, but like, I don't need 500 bars and restaurants. There are dozens upon dozens, don't get me wrong, but like, this is perfect. Do you guys remember that pesky piece of hair I was telling you about this morning? I don't know what to do with her. Well, I never did find out what to do with her, because I just looked back at a 7-minute clip I recorded in the car for you guys, and I look like an idiot. Like, it's like, it's just not good. And normally I would just keep it in and be like, whatever, but it was such a long clip and it was on a serious topic that I'm very passionate about. So I don't want to put it in there because I feel like it's just going to distract from the topic. I've seen other YouTubers before who are like, don't mind this giant thing on my face, like if it's like, or like whatever, their hair messed up, and the whole time I'm like, oh, that's all I'm looking at. Like, not a mean way, but it's just, I'm zeroed in on it. So anyway, needless to say, I'm going to redo that. Honestly, I don't even mind because this is something I am so passionate about. A lot of you guys have been messaging me asking if I saw the reporter who was hit by a car on live TV, and if you have not seen it, it's insane.
I just got hit by a car, but I'm okay.
I can't believe how she handled it. Like, I don't think I would have been able to handle that just so calmly. I mean, obviously you could tell she was like in shock a little bit, but she deserves an award. Like, that was amazing, but here's the thing. She should never have been in that situation. Not her fault. This is not her fault at all. But what she is at her station is what is called an MMJ, a multimedia journalist. And that's different than what I am. I'm a reporter. I mean, we're seriously the same thing, but the biggest difference is that she shoots, writes, and edits all of her own stuff. She does it all. She's what's called a one-man band. I have a photographer. I have someone who shoots my stuff. I have someone who edits my stuff. We work together, and that's how it should be. That's how it always was. But then, to be blunt, TV companies realized, oh, we can save a lot of money, and instead of having a photographer and a reporter, let's take away the photographer and have the reporter do it all. And here's the thing, you're never gonna have as good of a product if it's just one person. You're just not. And the real thing that makes me angry about this is MMJs make less than reporters. Tell me how that makes sense. They do more work and get paid less. It's just a thing. Weirdest thing ever. And some people might want to be an MMJ. They might want to like work on things alone. That's fine. Most people don't. I really don't know anyone who does. But if they want to do that, that's fine. What she was doing is so incredibly dangerous, where for her live shots, she stands outside in the pitch black, early morning hours alone as a woman. Like, that should not be, ever. And I've never worked at a station where that is a thing. At my last station, it wasn't. At this station, it's not, because we do have a couple of MMJs at our station, but they don't do live shots alone. That's just not a thing. It's so unsafe, because when I'm going live, I have my eyes this way. I can see everything happening here, and then my photographer is looking this way. So I always know I'm covered behind me, because let's be real, as news reporters and, you know, the news in general, like, we're not always people's biggest fans, and there are a lot of crazy people who come up to us who are just like not in the right mental space, and they're very mean, to be honest. And if I was alone, I cannot imagine. That would be so dangerous. And I was actually an MMJ / reporter at my last station. I had a photographer who went live with me every morning. 90% of the time I was with a photographer, but sometimes I would go out and shoot my own thing. So I just grabbed like a little camera, or not a little camera, it was a big camera. I hated it, I really did. I'd have to lug this camera, like I thought my shoulder was gonna fall off with the tripod and everything, like, oh my gosh. And I did shoot my own things as well, but my technical job was reporter, I guess. But yeah, I really hope this whole situation like hammers home this isn't okay. So anyway, I'm gonna step off my little pedestal, and I got my coffee here. I'm actually late to the game on everything this morning because I was live in the 9 o'clock hour. Normally I'm just live in the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then sometimes I have a 9 a.m. live shot, which just makes me a little later to the game. We also have, you guys already know, my chocolate oatmeal. And oh my gosh, guys, you can see right there the nice banana chunk. Some of you have made this and you've asked why it doesn't taste sweet. Maybe you're not adding enough banana. I don't know, like it tastes so good. And a lot of you have made it and you said you love it. So definitely tag me on Instagram if you do. I love seeing it. And then we've got the coffee. I have so many updates when it comes to the wedding planning process, by the way, and we're gonna get to that. But first, Zach has requested that I show his lunch because he's very proud of it.
I didn't request it. I just said people make fun of my bad lunches. So this was a good one.
This is a slam dunk.
Well, yeah, look at it. Chicken stir fry, noodles, broccoli, carrots.
And then we've got the sauce. The
yeah, I bought wing sauce.
Kroger brand wing sauce. You know what? You're staying true to form. Very interesting meal. Oh man, I do have to say, guys, it smells so good, but obviously we have to come clean. Where is it? Here we go. We've got the...
What do you mean come clean up? That's how people make like their lunch stir fry.
No, you're trying to act like you purchased the fresh produce.
Like I have a broccoli farm out back. I didn't act like I grew the stuff. What are you talking about?
I was saying that. Oh yeah, nice shorts by the way. Everyone thinks they're boxers.
Yeah. I don't know.
But they're not, guys. These are shorts. He says, are those cheetahs? They're leopard. There's some sort of spots.
Yeah, it's like leopard print.
So as he's on his professional work phone calls with the collar and everything, little do they know about the cheetah going on down there.
Work from home life.
Work from home life. And as we speak, I am cooking up some butternut squash. Tragic news, guys. Our air fryer, he's toast. He's done. He broke. It's upsetting. I ordered a new one, and Amazon lost it. So we're fryerless. And some very exciting news, guys. I'm officially on vacation at 11:50 in the morning. Normally I work until 12:30, but today I worked through lunch, so I'm just off an hour early to save them on overtime and me an hour of my life that I get back. And I'm so excited, guys. This is my Christmas vacation that I'm taking at the very end of January. Obviously, you guys know, as a reporter, it's hard to get off during the holidays, or I should say as a relatively new reporter. Although there are people who are newer than me that somehow got off, but I didn't even try. Like, I'll work Christmas, not a big deal. Someone's gotta do it, so I never mind. Although Zach, you always get mad at me when I say that.
Because it's just not direct. You make it up. Like, what you say isn't real.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all. You've had multiple friends who work there the same amount of time or less get holidays off. You just don't ask.
Well, I don't know. It's a sticky situation.
It's not at all.
It's very sticky. I can feel it. But finally, it's my time to shine. I've got my suitcase, and packing is going to be so hard. By the way, those are Carly's Christmas and birthday presents, but it's going to be so hard because I'm going to 2 places. As you guys know, if you watched, one of my last videos, we're going to Miami. Me and my mom, we were originally supposed to go to Aruba. Unfortunately, we had to cancel that just because Aruba, not good with the pandemic right now. So we figured we'd stay in the States, and our goal was just to kind of relax on the beach and do absolutely nothing, be socially distant, obviously. And the reason we picked Miami, because obviously we're not trying to party, but it's just because it's so far south. Like Tampa during the winter time, it's not even that hot just because it's not as far south, but Miami's supposed to be scorching. I've been looking at the weather forecast. It's not looking good, but it changes every day. Like, where's my phone? Let's see. Boom. Okay, yeah, like it seriously changes by the second, but like, for example, Monday, a high of 70 and a low of 48. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little disappointing, but oh my gosh, Tuesday, a high of 77. It was not like that last week. Last week, it was showing up as like a high of 68 to 70 every day. So it's not the extreme heat that I was hoping for, but I'm just so excited to get away, and packing is hard just because New York is gonna be freezing, Miami's gonna be less cold, I've gotta pack for all kinds of weather, like, I don't know what to bring. Back to the wedding planning. As you can see, I'm definitely making progress on looking at venues, and I'm actually gonna take all of these and head into the bedroom so Zach can watch a little bit of TV in peace. So far, I've looked at 5 venues. It has been crazy. You guys already saw 3 of them if you watched my last vlog, and we nixed those. We are not interested after talking about it and kind of just like looking back on the videos and just the feeling we got there. Like, I just don't see those as our dream venue. But this week is what I like to call Dream Wedding Venue Week, where I have looked at 2 already, and then I'm looking at 1 today and then 1 tomorrow, and all 4 of them are stunning. Like, they're all amazing, and I have no idea how the heck we are going to make this decision, but I want to show you guys the 2 I looked at this week because both of them are contenders. Both of them, perfect. They're like beautiful. So the first one is called Drees Pavilion, and it's actually located in Northern Kentucky. But I know if you're not from here, you're like, what, Kentucky? Northern Kentucky is Cincinnati, and it's located right there, like right downtown. It's truly like a 3-minute drive to downtown. And the best part about Northern Kentucky is the views. Like, that is where you can actually see all of the views of Cincinnati. Like, that's where you can see the whole skyline, and it's so beautiful. I was thinking though, I feel like if my guests get a wedding invitation saying Kentucky, they're gonna be so confused because if you're not from this area, you might not realize that Northern Kentucky is Cincinnati. So as soon as I walked in, first I checked out the bridal suite. That is something that I realized I need to start asking about and seeing if they have, just because it would be nice to have a little place to get ready there. So they have one. Wasn't overly impressed with it just because like, I don't know, like I like getting ready with natural light, and it wasn't that, but not a big deal at all. And plus technically I could like do my makeup at a hotel I stay at or whatever, wherever I'm gonna be. So that's not that big of a deal. But once you walk into the room, I have to warn you guys, it's not set up. Like, it's not set up for a wedding, it's not set up for anything, so you really do have to use your imagination. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's a really big room, and then you have to just picture it with all of like the chairs and the tables, and the best part is the view. I mean, It's stunning. You see the whole skyline, and that's pretty much what you're paying for, that view. The reception you do inside regardless, but if it's a nice weather day, you can do your ceremony outside. So there are two options. One of them is at the gazebo, and that would fit all of our guests, and that's where we'd get married. And the other option, which the woman who was showing me the venue said she actually prefers, because the gazebo kind of blocks the skyline, and that is just to do it on this beautiful lawn, and you walk right up, and oh my gosh, it would be beautiful. And I know because of the conditions, it's so hard to picture. So she actually showed me some photos of what it would look like for a summer wedding when it is beautiful. And like, oh my goodness, those photos are just insane. Like, I can't even imagine. That would be my dream. The only thing though, and I think outdoor weddings are amazing, but they're just so risky. Like, you don't want to be stressed out about, oh my gosh, is it gonna rain? Is it gonna be 96 degrees? Like, are my guests gonna faint? The ceremony is so short, that's what I'm saying. And personally for me, like you guys know, 96 is not a problem. So of course they do have a plan B, which is just to get married right in front of those huge windows, and they kind of just make the dance floor, the aisle, and I have to be honest with you guys, I don't think the plan B is amazing. I think it will be beautiful and wonderful and great, but it doesn't excite me as much as those outdoor wedding views. And the bottom line is, if we did have to go to the plan B, which is likely, not likely, but it's definitely a possibility, I would be bummed out. And like, I just hate the idea of me being bummed out on my wedding day. I don't know. So that was Drew's Pavilion. Absolutely loved it. And then the next place I saw with Zach yesterday, Zach couldn't come to Drew's with me, but we went to Manor House. This is in Mason, which is about 25 to 30 minutes north of downtown Cincinnati. It's smack in the middle of Dayton and Cincinnati, so north. And that would actually be really convenient for Zach's family since they live in Dayton. This place right away, I mean, stunning. It was stunning. And once again, like, we saw it in the dead of winter where it's not, you know, good weather, but even in the dead of winter, like, I can picture it. Like, a summer wedding would be amazing. So at Manor House, it is huge, and you have a lot of options as to where your wedding would be. First one is to have your ceremony in what's called the atrium. This is where Zach and I would have it. We absolutely fell in love with this space. Like, oh my gosh, I could just picture our wedding. And you have a choice of either having the, not altar, but like where you actually get married at the windows or at the fountain, which Zach personally said he preferred the windows, so I would do that, even though personally I prefer the fountain, but that's okay. And if you get married in the atrium, that means your reception can be in what's called the crystal room, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's not fully set up, obviously, like, I'm gonna use that disclaimer. And then one thing, you really have to use your imagination here. There's actually a wall divider that was up when we were looking, that would not be there. So it would be way bigger than what you're looking at, where they actually like combine two rooms. So I know it's a lot harder to picture things. It would be brighter than it's showing just because you have that wall divider and you're losing a lot of light, but it would be huge. And they have a really cool like bar area, and we fell in love. And by the way, if you do this reception, you also have the option of getting married at the gazebo, which is stunning. And you could do atrium or gazebo with this, and you don't even have to tell them right away. You could decide, hey, we're doing gazebo 5 hours before your wedding, they said, which is crazy. So that's actually really cool, like depending on how the weather is, but we really did fall in love with the atrium. I don't know. So next spot is what's called the carriage house. And we loved this. It was really, really nice. It was a little bit darker than maybe I would have liked, but it's still, I feel like it had a vibe to it. I enjoyed it. And the one thing with this that we didn't like is that it is like a double-decker situation. So you'd probably have your dance floor on the second floor instead of like in just one huge open space. And then as for the ceremony, I mean, like, you could get creative. You could get married inside the carriage house, have the ceremony there. You could do it outside with the view of the river or whatever, not the river, the lake. Like, that would be stunning. You could even get married by the steps. Like, they give you so many options, even if you want those outdoor ceremonies, where you could get married. Like, it's really, really neat. And then the last option for a ceremony is the outdoor courtyard, which is really cool. It has this retractable awning, so you're getting married outside, but you can get married even if it's sprinkling, even if it's, I don't know, like not great weather, like you're still getting married in that location. And I went online and looked at photos of people who got married there. Yeah, like, it was so nice. And we didn't like this ceremony as much as that first one, like the atrium, but we fell in love with this reception room, which is called the Augusta room. We loved it. We just liked the vibe, the size, I don't know, just everything about it. But the problem is you can't pick and choose. Like, you can't do the Augusta room and the atrium. Like, it's like you have to do the courtyard ceremony if you want to do the Augusta room. Another big con, and this is the one that like really I feel like bothered Zach more than me, but now that he kind of went on and on about it, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, maybe that will be weird. Multiple weddings happen there a night. Like, you could have 2 other weddings the same night, and we just don't love the idea of that. And I don't like the idea of like showing up for my wedding and just seeing all these strangers surrounding the entire property, using the same bathrooms. Like, you know, I just don't love that. And then another deal breaker for me is that you only get the option of doing 2 ceremony times, 6:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Like, a lot of places you could just pick whatever time you want. Those times are so late. Like, if you do a 7:30 ceremony time, which is the only availability for some of those spots, that means that you're not eating dinner probably until after 9. And then a huge deal breaker for us, we don't want to do a first look. We're leaning toward not doing one. So that would mean we have to get all of the pictures in after the ceremony, and I'd just be worried with like sunset time, and I don't know, like it just feels so late. Like I'm not a big fan of that. So those are the deal breakers for the Manor House that, I don't know, like I don't know if they're enough to be deal breakers. This is what I like to call a wild Friday night. I would not have it any other way. We've got our fusion. You guys know this is my favorite meal ever. This one's mine. I just get brown rice, cucumber, avocado, chicken, carrots, and then this is like crack. This is sweet soy sauce. Zach, what's your order over here?
Rice, raw salmon, cucumber, avocado, sweet potato, edamame.
Then we've got our snacks. Zach's actually got his over here, the Kickin' BBQ.
Crunchions. Basically healthier Funyuns.
It's Powerade, and then I've got these are so good. These are the Harvest Snaps. Zach likes them too. Got some grapes. But then this is an interesting new discovery Zach made. What exactly is this?
Topo Chico is mineral water. I'm sure people have had before. It's their take on it in a can, but with vodka.
Give us a little taste test, a little sniffy action.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's like naturally flavored. Do you want to try it? Like natural, flat.
Oh wow, this tastes like Sprite. I used to love Sprite growing up. And then, drum roll please guys, the real plans of the night. It's what we are watching. Guys, this show is my new obsession. It's called Joe Millionaire for Richer or Poorer, where they have 2 guys that a lot of women meet, almost like Bachelor style. But here's the kicker. One of them is worth $10 million. It's this guy over here, Steven. The other one is not. And the women don't know who's the rich one, but they're dating both of them. And it's like, it's so much better than The Bachelor, isn't it?
I mean, we've seen one episode.
I know, I'm like one episode and we're obsessed.
But no, I like it. And it's cool because the guys are both super cool. Like, they're cool with each other. They may get more competitive as it goes on if they fight over, like, a chick. But, like, their interactions are like fun because they're like in it together. So
yeah, like it's so much more fun because like with The Bachelor it's just one of them and they're just all solo and boring, but this is like, oh my goodness. Meanwhile, this is the status of the Clancy room. It's a wreck in here, guys. It's just it's so hard to pack. I don't know, I have like different piles. It's something we're gonna worry about tomorrow. For now, we've got to get back to Joe Millionaire and my fusion, which we actually just discovered. I think they gave us white rice, so a little disappointing, but it's not gonna bring us. All right, guys, we're experiencing major deja vu right now, where we are doing the same exact thing we did exactly a week ago. Saturday afternoon, time to look at wedding venues, and actually, we only have one on the agenda for today. This is gonna be, I think this is gonna be my 7th stop, my 7th venue I've looked at. I'm going crazy, but it's actually like so much fun. I genuinely enjoy it, and this one I am so excited about. I actually looked at one yesterday afternoon. It is called the Renaissance. It's an incredibly popular one here in Cincinnati, like one of the most popular. People are obsessed with it. It's a hotel, and that's actually where we went. If you guys remember Joanna's 30th birthday like a few months ago, that's where we were when we were like all pre-gaming and doing all that. It was the Renaissance, and it's a no. It's just a no, and I've realized like I don't want to get married at a hotel. It's just a whole different vibe and not what I'm looking for. So let's start with where we would get married. The ceremony site, huge space. Obviously, it's not set up, and that's where you really do have to use your imagination, but the wedding coordinator was super
smart, and she actually had on her iPad a picture of what the ceremony site would look like. And that's beautiful, right? Like, the space is beautiful, but I actually just like did not get the right vibe. Like, you could just feel a vibe. I don't know. And like, it just was not what I was looking for. It was bright, like it was, but like not bright in the sense that I wanted. I don't know. And then as for the reception space, that spot was beautiful as well. Like, tall ceilings, it was huge, it was open, great like architecture and those details, but I don't know. And honestly, I do think one of the reasons I'm just so not on board is because this space is incredibly expensive. Like, the starting prices for food, I think it's like over $100, like for the meal. That's not including the beverages, like the drinks. It just was way more expensive than other spots. And so, okay, just for those of you who are like new to wedding stuff like me, a lot of places have a minimum spending amount, and this was $20,000. So you have to spend at least $20,000 on food and drinks. That's a lot. It's a lot more than I'm hoping to spend. So yeah, that's out. And now we're gonna look at Cooper Creek. By the way, I'm so obsessed with these nails. I just decided to go for the gold with blue. I feel like I never get blue, but I do love it. Engagement ring, still not fitting. We still need to go to Dayton to get it resized, but I feel like I always have to wear it on these wedding tours just to prove I am indeed engaged. Although, we had a devastating moment. Do you want to tell them about it, Zach?
What are you talking about when I was on the phone?
Yeah, I was not expecting you to know what I was talking about. Yeah, tell them what you did.
I was just on the phone with a candidate that I was working with, and he's moving down to South Florida. And I said, oh, well, that's great. I was like, my girlfriend is actually going to Miami next week. I said the G
He said
word.
the G word. That's not us. It's not us.
Big mistake.
Here we are. We've got the American flag waving in the wind. Is that a good sign? They believe in America?
USA.
Actually, a lot of my family is not even American, so that's great. But no, I really do like the outside, the entrance. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be the one, you think?
Yeah.
Another venue in the books, and I really, really liked this one. Like, I could picture us getting married here. It's so hard because I have like 12 other venues swirling in my head right now, like even ones I looked at online, but 2 different options for where we could kind of hang out before the wedding, like a bridal suite / where Zach and his friends could get ready, that type of thing. The first one I really liked, but it was dark, which I guess you could bring in your own, like, I don't know, ring light or whatever, but it was nice, it was spacious. My only complaint is that it was dark. And then the other section I loved, like for doing makeup and getting ready, it was so ideal just because there was so much natural light. The only con is that it just wasn't like totally blocked out, so that's probably where Zach would be hanging out. Then as for the cocktail hour section, obviously like the cocktail hour, it's so irrelevant to me as a person just because I'm not there, but I think it'd be so perfect for our friends and family. Like, it was big, it was spacious. I really, really liked that area. There was like a bar, and it had good vibes. Like, I really love how like bright, tall ceilings. Like, I love the overall coloring of this place. Love that. And then there's also like little outdoor patios where our guests could be as well if it's like a good weather day, which I'm hoping for. And that's really cool that there's like an indoor outdoor space as well. And then one of the ceremony options is outside, which obviously it's the dead of winter right now. It doesn't look too like stunning, like just because there's, no leaves on the trees or anything like that. But looking at photos of this place, like even before I came, it is so beautiful. Like, it would be so nice, but I don't know. I think Zach isn't leaning toward an outdoor ceremony as much, just because we are getting married in the summer when it could be really hot. And then the other option for getting married is inside, which is still stunning. Like, I love the inside section, and that's what I really like about this place. Like, the inside and outside ceremony, I like them both almost equally. Like, I would hate to be disappointed on my wedding day, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh, it rained and now the indoor ceremony option isn't as great. So I really liked that. And then the overall reception space, awesome. Like, I loved it. It was open, it was bright, the windows were beautiful, the bar was nice. And obviously, I mean, preface this to say, this is set up for like some sort of corporate event right now. It's not set up for a wedding, so it doesn't look entirely like it would on the wedding day, or not at all. But of course, the magic of photos. I have seen photos online, and this space is just beautiful. So I'd say, like, really for me, the only con at this point is just it not being downtown, because my mom, for some weird reason, has like an obsession with me getting married downtown or like close to downtown Cincinnati. I don't know.
But for me, like, I don't care. Like, I like that it's like a little oasis, and that's why this is like better than Manor House in the sense that it's just you guys on your wedding day. So I don't know. That's the conclusion. I feel like the tours that I had this week were so good. Like last video, like my first round of tours, I don't know, like I wasn't really crazy about any of them. And these, I don't know how I would decide, minus Renaissance, that's out. But the other ones like Drees, Manor House, Cooper Creek, oh, they're all so good. But right now we are on our way to a local bar slash restaurant because the Bengals are in the playoffs. Like, how did that happen? And so we're watching the game with some of our friends, but it's only 1:45 and we have to get there early. I think the place is already packed. The game's not till 4:30, but so many people are obviously like so excited about this. So I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm excited. Life update, I'm here at the E with a bunch of Bengals fans. We're about to watch the Bengals game. Also here with Jenna. Show the shirt. It's a great saying. Why not us? Wait, I didn't even see the saying. I did a whole live shot on that. With a whole other design, but I like yours better.
Okay.
The craziest thing ever.
Craziest thing ever.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. 50 freaking cents.
That's insane. 50 cents. Who does that? This is the E, and I love this place.
There must be a big supply chain shortage on hot sauce. That was my next story.
Yeah. We both got the Eli wrap, chicken, and other stuff. Okay, this is the big thing though. She got tots. I got fries, and I prefer the fries.
Yeah, throw my nails in here. Throw yours too. They're nice.
Jenna loves her nails.
Okay, they're cat eyes. They're magnetic. Look how cool.
I've never heard of that.
Okay guys, this is very creepy. I'm sitting at a table in which I'm like basically whispering into the camera. I need to show you guys. Jenna is really hitting it off with one of Zach's friends, Brandon, who I love. I love both of them. And I don't know guys, they're hitting it off. I switched seats because I need to be next to the heater, nice and warm, but we'll see.
As you could probably tell, the Bengals won tonight, which was so exciting, and I'm so sad because I'm not going to be in Cincinnati next weekend for the next game, which is going to be huge, but obviously I'm so excited to be going away to Miami and New York, and I leave tomorrow morning. So the next time you guys see me, I'm going to be in Miami. Yes, I plan on vlogging my trip, and I'm just so excited. So thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next vlog. Be sure to subscribe.
All the way from Long Island, now happy in Ohio. She has the most amazing chocolate oatmeal recipe I know. Hey, that's Clancy Burke. Yeah, you heard it here, you heard it here first. Up and at 'em at 2 in the morning for the Cincinnati News reporting. Behind the scenes from work, here's Clancy Burke.